Everyone, watch me rape the ass of Barack Obama. Everyone, watch me rape the ass of Barack Obama, my transgender slave. Well, it's not quite that big of a victory, but that's about how it should be after I defeated Barack Obama completely and utterly. And how did I do it? To begin with, I said, I know the Jews are going to attack me if I defend myself versus the African Americans. I know the Jewish men are going to attack me. So then I said, there was no genocide of Jews in Europe. And I knew that was true. I had a good suspicion that was true, and it turned out it was true. And the Jews attacked me for about 7 years continuously. And then, several years later, maybe it was 2018, yeah, it was about 7 years after I said the Holocaust didn't happen, about 7 years later, maybe 2019, I said there was no slavery of African Americans. I wasn't sure about it, but I went ahead and said it anyway, because I was trying to defend myself against the African Americans. They were still after me. So then I proved it. In the next few years, I wrote a proof of it, and it's very obviously true if you have enough social awareness to understand the proof. And the proof is this: it's male gender slavery, it's not racial slavery. It's impossible to abolish it. And male gender slavery has always existed, always will exist. There's a new twist: they inject the males with estrogen. But before estrogen injections, male gender slavery took the form of stigmatizing a man by calling him homosexual. So male gender slavery has always existed and always will exist. You know, it's impossible to abolish, and it's caused not by women. Women are not the cause of it. It's caused by global forced racial integration with no option to have a separate enclave and a reprieve from forced integration. So there's never been any racial slavery of Africans. I proved Abraham Lincoln wrong. I proved Karl Marx and Abraham Lincoln were wrong. And I'm the intellectual of the century, the sociologist of the century, for that proof. Then I said, well, what about Native Americans? I'm just trying to go and sweep all of the major accusations off of the table, clear the table of all these accusations that are so difficult for white men to endure. And I considered myself a white man at the time. Until the age of 47 years old, I believed I was racially pure white. Still, it doesn't change things terribly, but it's bad for the mental health of people who think they've suffered an atrocity, a historical atrocity. It's bad for their mental health. It makes them paranoid and mentally unstable because they think, I've got to fight. And it gets the fight or flight and panic response, the emergency response, and it causes hypertension. So they say, I got to fight slavery. I got to fight because of slavery. I got to fight because of genocide. My people. So that's bad for their mental health. So the next thing I said was, well, it seems that there's never been any Native Americans. The Spanish, they brought them from Manila in the Philippines archipelago. And so they're a mix of Spanish, Chinese, and African, where they mixed in Manila in the Philippines archipelago, and the Spanish brought them here. And so there's never been any Native Americans. And so that's another blow to Barack Obama's justification. Then I said, there's no global warming to speak of. And then I found out that both the sides of the debate had true facts. Carbon dioxide, carbon in the atmosphere does cause global warming, but it has not yet begun because there's not enough carbon dioxide to cause global warming. So they were worried about the atmosphere of Venus. It's hundreds of degrees. So anyway, yeah, the science is valid, but it has not yet begun. And the other thing is the critics of the global warming panic, their science is valid because there's always carbon dioxide being removed from the atmosphere and sequestered in stone. And everybody was wishing and wishing there was a process to take carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and sequester it in concrete or something. Well, that's what happens as the oceans form limestone, calcium carbonate or something, and the all the little micro organisms, all the plankton falls to the ocean floor and turns into and gets sealed down in a layer of mud, and then it becomes stone. And so the carbon's being taken out of the atmosphere. And the Australian geologist, Dr. Robert Fagan, he proved that it was a crisis for lack of enough carbon dioxide. If there had been a few million more years without any replenishing the carbon dioxide, eventually the forests would be dwarf forests. And a few million years after that, not sure if this is exactly the timeline, but some millions of years pass and there's not enough carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So maybe 10 million years or maybe 20 million years, if we hadn't replenished the carbon dioxide, the forests would stop growing and it would be just little trees, little bushes instead of tall trees. The forest would be all gone because of a lack of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And this is provable if you make a greenhouse and you supply the air and you have a hermetically sealed greenhouse. You cannot grow tomatoes there or any other plant, even if they're under the sun and the sun is bright and they got good soil and they got water, if there's no carbon dioxide in the air. So if the plants are starved of carbon dioxide, they will die. That's what is my understanding of the situation. There has to be carbon dioxide in the atmosphere for the plants to thrive. Or maybe the plants will die, or maybe they will be less productive. So anyway, that's proof that we were so close to the threshold of not enough carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that the forests would all die. And we actually should expect probably 10 times more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere would be required before global warming would begin. All right, so Barack Obama's wrong again. And then it seems that nuclear weapons never existed. It was just leftover explosives from the mining industry that were used to scare everyone about nuclear weapons. There's never been such a thing as an atomic weapon. So Barack Obama strikes out again. Yeah. So Holocaust, slavery, Native Americans, and global warming and atomic atrocities. All of those, it seems, are, well, proven false. So Barack Obama struck out on 5 times, struck out on his justification. And I figured all this out to defend myself against Barack Obama. He attacked me, and I had to discover all this and reveal all this to defend myself against Barack Obama. So he's a real parasite and a terrorist. And we didn't need him. And there was no slavery as the justification for Barack Obama to be elected the president. And in fact, the African Americans should have denied slavery before nominating a candidate to be the president of the United States. So that's all I got to say for now.